Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we are diving into something that literally every German learner hits a wall with. It's the sich verbs.
Oh, don't say that word.
Sich. It gives me shivers. Honestly, I've been studying for a while now, and every time I see sich in a sentence,
I totally get it. You want to drop it because in English, we don't really use myself or himself in the same way. But here is the secret. Sich verbs are the bridge between I speak German and I sound like a German. If you master these, your fluency level just jumps. It's like an instant upgrade.
An upgrade? Okay, that sounds nice. But right now, it feels more like a headache. Like the other day, I wanted to say, I'm in a hurry. I thought to myself, okay, I am in a hurry. Simple. But then I looked it up and it was, ich beeile mich. Where did that mich come from? Why am I hurrying myself?
That's the exact point. In English, to hurry is intransitive. You just hurry. But in German, you hurry yourself. It's a reflex. The action comes back to the subject. You are both the doer and the receiver of the action.
So I'm doing it to myself? That sounds a bit weird when you put it like that.
It's not weird, it's just a different perspective. Think of it like this. When you say, ich wasche mich, I wash myself, it's obvious, right? You're washing your own body. But then there are the tricky ones, like sich freuen, to be happy or look forward to. You aren't happying yourself, right? You're just having the feeling within yourself.
Right. That's the part that trips me up. Because if I try to translate I am happy word for word, I just say ich bin glücklich, which is fine, but it's not the same as ich freue mich, is it?
Exactly. You're getting it. Ich bin glücklich is a state of being. Ich freue mich is an active, reflexive engagement. If you want to sound natural, you need to stop asking why is it reflexive and start asking, is this a reflexive verb? It's a vocabulary choice, not always a logical grammar puzzle.
Okay, so I should treat them like a package deal. Like when I learn the word freuen, I shouldn't just learn freuen, I should learn sich freuen.
Bingo! That is the #1 tip for today. Stop learning verbs as single words. Learn the sich attached to them. Because if you forget the mich, dich, or sich, you're basically saying a sentence that doesn't make sense to a native speaker. It's like saying, I hurry, instead of, I am in a hurry. It sounds, well, a bit broken.
Man, that's actually really helpful. I've been trying to force the logic of why on every single verb. I spent an hour yesterday trying to figure out why sich interessieren, to be interested, is reflexive. Is it because I'm making myself interested?
Stop. You're overthinking it. You'll never find the why for everything. German has a lot of arbitrary rules, and the sooner you accept that sich interessieren just is, the faster you'll speak.
Got it. Accept and memorize. So what's the biggest sich verb that beginners always mess up?
Definitely sich fühlen, to feel, and sich erinnern, to remember. People always say, ich erinnere das, which is wrong. It has to be, ich erinnere mich daran. I remember myself of that.
Whoa, and daran? That's another level. Okay, pause. I think I need to digest the package deal concept first before we dive into the prepositions.
Fair enough. Let's take a breath. We're going to break down how to actually use these in sentences without sounding like a robot.
Okay, I'm ready. So if I accept that I need to learn the package deal, what's the mechanical part? Like, how do I actually conjugate this thing? Is it always sich?
Good question. No, it's not always sich. Sich is just the generic name for the verb in the dictionary. When you actually put it in a sentence, that sich changes based on who you're talking about. Think of it like a mirror.
A mirror?
Yeah. If you do the action, the sich turns into mich, myself. If you, informal, do it, it becomes dich, yourself.
Oh, wait, so it follows the accusative pronouns. Mich, dich, sich, uns, euch, sich.
Exactly. You're faster than you think. Let's take sich beeilen, to hurry. If I say I am in a hurry, it's ich beeile mich. If you say you are in a hurry, it's du beeilst dich. See? It's just like matching socks. You match the subject with the reflexive pronoun.
Okay, that makes sense. It's like ich, mich, du, dich. But what about he or she?
They stay sich. Er beeilt sich, sie beeilt sich. It's actually pretty consistent. The tricky part isn't the conjugation, it's remembering that the pronoun must be there.
Yeah, I have a bad habit of just dropping the pronoun when I'm nervous. Like, I'll say, ich beeile, and just stop.
And that's where the robotic feeling comes from. If you just say ich beeile, a German might look at you and ask, beeilst du was? You're hurrying what? You have to give the action an object, even if that object is yourself.
That makes total sense. Can we try a practice round? Like, give me a verb and I'll try to put it in a sentence.
Deal. Let's use sich ausruhen, to rest or relax.
Okay. Sich ausruhen. So, ich ruhe mich aus? Is that right?
Perfect. You even got the Trennbares verb right by putting the aus at the end. That was actually quite advanced. Most people forget the aus or they mess up the reflexive pronoun.
Wow, I feel like a genius for a second. Okay, what if I want to say we are resting?
Try it.
Wir ruhen uns aus?
Spot on. Wir ruhen uns aus. See, it's not hard once you see the pattern. It's just about building the reflex. It's muscle memory.
I think I see why people get frustrated, though. It's because in English, I rest is so simple. Ich ruhe sounds like I'm taking a break from life, not just relaxing. The mich adds that specific human element.
Precisely. It makes the action personal. Let's try one that's a bit more emotional. Sich langweilen. To be bored.
Oh, I use that one a lot. Ich langweile mich.
Exactly. And if you're hanging out with a friend who looks really bored, what would you ask them?
Langweilst du dich?
See? You're getting the hang of it. You're already doing it naturally. The key is to stop treating it like a grammar rule and start treating it like a habit. Whenever you learn a new verb, just ask yourself, does this sound better with a mich or dich?
That's a good tip. But wait, is there ever a case where the reflexive pronoun isn't accusative? Like, can it be dative?
You're dangerous, Lucas. You're trying to jump to the advanced level. Yes, there are dative reflexive verbs like sich etwas vorstellen, to imagine something. But let's not open that can of worms today. Let's master the accusative ones first. If we do too much, the listeners might turn the video off.
Fair point. Let's stick to the self-action verbs. So we've got sich beeilen, sich ausruhen, sich langweilen. Are there any others that are essential for daily life?
Definitely sich entschuldigen, to apologize. You must know this one. Ich entschuldige mich. I apologize. You can't just say ich entschuldige. That would mean I am pardoning someone else.
Oh, that's a huge difference.
Exactly. Ich entschuldige dich means I forgive you. Ich entschuldige mich means I apologize. One little word changes the whole meaning of the sentence.
Okay, this is why I love these lessons. Without the mich, I'd be walking around telling people I forgive them instead of saying sorry. That could get awkward.
It could definitely lead to some funny misunderstandings. So, are you ready for a little shadowing challenge? I want to give you 3 sentences, and I want you to repeat them after me, making sure to hit that reflexive pronoun clearly.
Hit me. I'm ready.
All right, let's put this into practice. Shadowing is all about muscle memory, not just reading. I'll say the sentence, and then I want you to repeat it back to me. Focus on the flow, especially that reflexive pronoun. Are you ready?
Ready. Let's do it.
Sentence number 1.
a classic daily situation. Ich muss mich beeilen.
Ich muss mich beeilen.
Perfect. Notice how the mich naturally glides into the beeilen? Try to keep that rhythm. Sentence number 2. Wir ruhen uns heute aus.
Wir ruhen uns aus. Wait. Wir ruhen uns heute aus.
Exactly. You caught the separation. See, the aus went to the end, but the uns stayed right next to the verb. That's the reflexive rhythm.
Got it. Okay, one more time. Wir ruhen uns heute aus.
Beautiful. Now, the final one, and this is a lifesaver for when you're late to a meeting. Ich entschuldige mich für die Verspätung.
Ich entschuldige mich für die Verspätung.
Great. See, you're not even thinking about why it's reflexive anymore. You're just saying it. That's exactly where I want you to be. You don't need to analyze the grammar while you're talking. You just need the chunk in your head. You know, that feels really good. Like, I'm not just puzzling words together anymore. I'm actually speaking in blocks. It feels much faster. That's the goal. And to everyone listening, this is how you stop being a learner and start being a speaker. Stop worrying about the rules. They'll come naturally. Just focus on the chunks.
So homework for the listeners. I'm going to put mine in the comments below. Ich interessiere mich für, let's see, für deutsche Musik. What about you guys? Leave your sentence with a reflexive verb in the comments, and we'll personally reply to as many as we can to check if you've got it right.
We love reading your sentences, so don't be shy. Even if you think it's messy, just write it down. That's how we improve.
And don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want to keep training your German reflexes with us. Next time, we're tackling something that keeps everyone up at night. In, an, auf, the spatial nightmares.
Oh, that's going to be a fun one. Thanks for joining us today, everyone. Keep practicing, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Bis dann. Tschüss.